Okay, welcome to this video. We've got a few quick videos to show you how to get started with Scout. This video will show you how to sign up as a solar installer. The Scout platform is now available for solar installers in South Africa, and the Scout platform is a energy monitor that can measure consumption in a home or business, and solar software that sort of links with the energy monitor, so you can size solar systems based on accurate data. The first step is to go to www.scout.energy. This is the platform address. You go there on any computer, in your web browser, and once you've typed it in the address bar at the top here, the screen will look like this. And you can read there more about Scout. For the solar installer, to log in and register, click top right, solar installer sign up. Once you've done that, the application form is on screen. You can complete this. You add your email address, you choose a password, you can read our terms and conditions and accept it if you agree, and register. Then step 2, it will ask you a bit of details regarding your profile. That's your name, surname, cell phone number, and also the address of your business. Put an accurate address in there, because the Scout platform it gets marketed to home and business owners, and when leads come in, we send it to the closest Scout agent. And then you can say ready to go. I'm not going to do everything here, but you get the idea. And once you've done that, you can go to your inbox. So yeah, it's my Gmail inbox, and you will get 2 emails. The first one is a welcome to Scout Energy email, and you can read here what the steps are to get started. And the second and very important email is the Scout verify your email account. This one can sometimes go to spam because it's such a short email with a link. Depending on your email host, it might put it in your spam folder. So look at the top, go to spam or try, and then sometimes it will be there, and then just click not spam. So yeah, it's in my inbox, Scout verify your email. I then click on this link. I've already done this, so my Scout profile is verified. So after your profile is verified, you go to the Scout website again, www.scout.energy, and you can now log in. Top right, solar installer login. Click there, and you log in with the details you provided when signing up. This one was Scout installer 1@gmail.com. Okay, and the password you chose. If you forgot your password, you can always say forgot password. Click here. It will ask for your email address. It will send you a reset link to your email address so that you can reset your password. Then once you've logged into the platform, you will see you land on the dashboard, what we call the dashboard. The dashboard has a demo unit. This is a Scout unit that's connected to all Scout users, and we've loaded the demo unit so that you can start using the software even before you purchase a Scout hardware unit. So you can get an idea of the software, how it works, etc. So I'm just running over the main features of the website. First, the dashboard. On the dashboard, all the Scout units that you purchase will be listed here. You can see if a unit is online. If it's green, it's on. If it's red, cross, not online. You can see when the last reading was made, and you can get a current value. So if you scroll down, you can buy a Scout monitor on this page. The 2 monitors at the moment are the Scout S1 energy monitor and solar sizing. This is a hardware energy meter that uses Wi-Fi to transmit the data with 1 current clamp. This will be for small projects or an entry-level unit if you want to measure total consumption in a house and put a solar system on the whole house. If you want more flexibility, you will go to the Scout S3. If you use this in a single phase application, you can put the first clamp on the main incomer and measure the mains, and then you can use clamp 2 and 3 for circuits that might not be on the solar system. So let's say he's going to replace his geyser, you can use clamp 2 on the geyser circuit and then show him the consumption of that circuit, and then deduct that value from the total when you do your solar sizing later in the software. Same with current clamp 3. Maybe it's an outbuilding that's not on the solar system, or a gas stove, or electric stove that's going to be converted. So clamp 2 and 3, you can use wisely and think about them and then deduct them from the mains. You can also just measure 3 random loads if you want, so there's a bit of flexibility. The Scout S3 also can do 3-phase consumption readings, so basically you can set it up as a 3-phase and then it will be a clamp per phase. So if you want to buy a unit, you click here, buy now. It's like an online shop. It will add you to the cart. You can check out, you fill in the information, you pay online, and we ship the Scout unit to you anywhere in South Africa for free with the courier guys. You should get it within 2 to 3 days. So if you want to go back to your dashboard, just click on the top left here, back on dashboard. So now there are 4 other sections on the website. The first one we'll do quickly is leads. This is a section where if you have your dedicated area where you install Scout and a lead comes in, we will add it here, and the Scout website basically generates leads for you to grow your business. So it's very important to add the correct address when signing up, and then we do a national marketing campaign, and any leads we get in your area get sent to you. They will just show up here, and we will send them via email as well. Then you've got your FAQ page, frequently asked questions. I suggest everybody spend a bit of time and read through here. Yes, I know it's boring, but every question that's been asked so far, or let's say 98% of them, have been answered, and you can read all the information here, from the size of the CTs up to how the sizing methodology works and support numbers, etc. Please read this, and then you should know most of the info you need regarding your Scout unit. Now, the 2 other main sections is the monitor section and the project section. Monitor section gets used after installation of Scout to get some insights into the specific site. So this is sort of how an energy monitor works. It's not a solar project yet, and you're not doing a sizing, but you're getting some data and you can have a look at what's happening. So first you select your monitor. I only have the demo at the moment. When you buy your Scout, your monitor will be added here as well. I know this is set up as a single phase, so I'm not going to click on the 3-phase view, which changes the whole page to 3-phase. I've set this unit up as a single phase. So the demo unit, it's got clamp 1 on the main incomer, clamp 2 on a geyser, and clamp 3 on a stove. So here you can see CT1, 2 and 3, and then the consumption of each of these. You can also see the peaks. So the total peak was on a mains on CT1, 2 and 3 in kilowatt hours for every hour of the day. So that's the highest peak that it reached in that 5-minute period of time. So now you've got some insights on the hourly usage, the peak usage. And also when you see data here, you know the Scout's reading and everything's going according to plan. Next, you can then select date ranges and look at more specific daily usage readings, etc. So let's say from the 10th of May to the 17th. I'm going to just take a week here. There are Scout units with 7 current clamps. That's why you've got these extras, but you can just untick them if you don't. We're still working on the prototype of the 7 clamp meter, so it will be out soon. But at the moment, if you've got a 3 clamp meter, select the 3 clamps, choose your date range, and then you get a good breakdown of your daily usage. So here's each day's usage in kilowatt hours. This is the highest peak recorded on that day. This is the day-night consumption breakdown. And then you can generate a PDF over here. So this one's got obviously the mains on CT1. So if I don't want to double up, I'm just going to select CT1, and if I want to give this homeowner a quick overview of what's happening in his house, you can see his average usage here is fluctuating around 30 kilowatt hours per day. He's got quite a high peak for a homeowner at 9.4, so he needs a big inverter if he's going to put the whole house onto solar. And then he's got his day-night breakdown, which we can also look at as when the sun is shining and not shining, sun hours and not. And you can get some idea of what a battery bank should look like. So basically, this info can then be exported by generating a PDF at bottom left here. Takes a few seconds, and you should be able to download this PDF. Download monitoring PDF because you are on the monitoring page. This is what the PDF looks like. Tells you the monitor, CT used, period, recorded, and some insights. So next is, after the monitoring period is over, let's say we suggest 2 weeks, you can create a project. You click on your projects tab, you say manually add a project, it will get added here, you'll give it a name just now, so at the moment this is when it was created, unknown, and you can then click on view project. So here you select your time period, so let's say this was a 2-week period from the 1st to the 15th. That gives us a few, enough days to work out averages and to get a proper trend of what's happening in this house. Then you can select your clamps. So in this house, if I'm going to put a solar system on the whole house, I can just select clamp 1 and not use the others. If this homeowner wants to put a solar geyser, for instance on CT2, what I can do is select it and then deduct this usage from the total, and then I can size the system for the remaining value, so giving you a much more accurate solar system. So let's do that. CT1 is mains, current clamp 2 is the geyser, and current clamp 3, let's say this is the stove. I'm going to select these two and deduct them, so they will be deducted from the values, and then I click save. This graph stays the same, but this one changed based on the new values, and when you go further you will see the changes that you've made. So now your highest peak here recorded is only about 6 kilowatt. So basically then you choose your current clamp configuration, then you choose your system type. A backup has no solar panels, it's batteries and a AC inverter with AC charger, like a multiplus. Or you can choose hybrid off-grid. So this is what most people will use for a solar system. I want to size a hybrid or off-grid. The components, premium components are Victron hardware. Affordable components are Daya and SunSync components. So I'm going to do a premium system, and I'm on single phase. If I click 3-phase here, it will override these settings here and select all 3 of them, because it will be a 3-phase sizing and it needs all 3 current clamps to do that. But I am on a single phase sizing here, and then advanced settings. Here you can add your client name. It will save this site then in your app under that name. Add an email, phone number. Again, if you choose an address here, be specific. The sun hour function will be developed further, but this address will determine how many sun hours get used. Still, this feature is pretty simple at the moment, but we're going to make it more sophisticated in the future. Your azimuth, is the roof facing north? If it's true north, just keep it on 0. If it's a east or west facing roof, you can change this. And your roof tilt. The location details, this feature still needs some improvement, but so you can leave it like this, but we are planning to make it more accurate in the future. And you can save. Okay, now you get to the exciting part, and also the most misunderstood part. There are 3 sliders that you can move as a solar installer, and we advise to move these in consultation with the homeowner. I know a lot of you phone us and say, please help me and just move these things. And I just want the answer. What's the perfect system? Well, that's not how it works. There's a lot of variables on site. I mean, roof size, budget size. The client maybe wants to oversize for peace of mind, or he just wants the smallest system possible. So we don't know what happens on site. So you need to move these sliders based on what your client needs and wants and your solar experience. So let's say this client wants a solution. Also, again, if does he want to go off-grid, then maybe he wants 2 days of autonomy. If he wants total off-grid, maybe he just wants a backup solution. So let's say this client's got 2 to 3 hours of load shedding, so he wants at least 4 hours of battery backup. Put it on 4. Then it will take your average consumption and divide it. So if I put it on 1 hour, it's 1 hour of average consumption. So let's say you want 4 hours. Inverter size, if you leave this value on 100, it matches the highest peak measured. So if I leave it on 100, it's going to suggest an inverter that can handle a 6 kilowatt peak, which would probably be a 8 kVA Victron. This is also where you need to talk to the client. If you have 2 outlying days, like maybe the guy was welding or he started a pool pump or something that caused this peak, where all these other days, you can see on the left, he can actually get away with a 5 kVA system if he manages his power correctly. So again, your input, you decide. If you want to be safe and you leave it on 100, it will cover the highest peak measured. So let's say, for instance, this client tells me on those 2 days he welded or used the pool pump that he's going to take off the solar system, and he's just wants a smaller system. Then I can go to 70% of the size, or 60 or 80. So let's go to 80. Next, PV array size. Again, if you leave this on 100, the solar on the roof will generate the same amount of power that is consumed daily on average. So if this guy, for instance, wants to cover all his day loads and he wants a system that works well during the whole year, he might oversize the panels with 10-20%. If he's got a small battery bank and he just wants to get that full in the morning, then you might undersize the PV array. So let's just keep everything on 100 and see what we get. Okay, so let's do a quick sizing here. I'm gonna put the battery on 6 hour backup. I'm gonna leave my inverter on 100 and my PV array on 100. I can read the terms and conditions, accept, and then generate sizing. So on this site, I am generating 15.8 kilowatts of solar. The battery storage is 4 kilowatt. My day load is 5.9 and my night 9.9. So with the ratios here, you can start sizing a good solar system. So if I get my battery full every day, that's 4 kilowatt, and I cover my day loads with the hybrid system, that's 6, that's 10. So I'm generating 5 kilowatt too much, basically. If I scroll down, I can see what my inverter's operating capacity. This is how hard the inverter will be used. 75% of the time, it will only use under 25% of its capacity. So it looks pretty good. If your inverter is too small, this red line will be very high. And that means you need to go back, size a bigger inverter. So there's 1 or 2 little peaks that pushes to the 100%. So this is the estimated cost of the main components. This is for the installer, and it's just a ballpark figure of the main components. So on this system, you're looking at the inverter, battery, MPPT, panels, and the pricing. So your system recommendations over here. This gives you all the kilowatt and watt values. So you can size the system with any hardware components you want. There is then a component recommendation, and these components are available from Cedar Solar. So in this site, it gives a Quattro 8000, a Freedom One 5, a Victron Energy Smart MPPT, and Jinko panels 10. times 375 watts. So basically this is your sizing, and then this is a proper full system. 1, 2, 3. So once you have a sizing result, remember this isn't final. This just gives you information, gives you a suggested system. You can always click here, go back, change the parameters, generate the sizing again. So it will take 2 or 3 attempts to go between this screen and this screen and moving the sliders to get the optimal system. So unfortunately, as mentioned, there are so many factors on site that you can't just press one button and it will suggest the ultimate solar system. You need some user input from the installer, input from the homeowner or business owner, and then a bit of a analysis here to suggest the correct system. Once you do feel you've got the system and the homeowner agrees, you can always then generate a sizing PDF. At the bottom here, you can see it's loading here. You can say download report, and this is a project report. So this project report tells you all the data about the monitoring and gives you a good breakdown and a suggested system. So most installers will give their client this report with a quote for the solar system, and then that is how you do a successful solar sizing. So that's basically what the Scout platform is in a nutshell. Play around. The demo unit is there for you to play around with, or order a Scout and start using it. The network is growing, and we have seen people that do use Scouts definitely generate more business, and they also build more trust quickly with clients on higher value deals. If you've got any feedback regarding the site or something, features you would like to see on here, we are always willing to listen to our users, and you can just email us info@scout.energy. So that's it for the training today. Please email me if you've got any questions, and we look forward to having more training videos in the future and improving the software as well. Have a great day.